This episode is brought to you by Hulu, presenting Paradise. Paradise is Hulu's critically acclaimed addictive drama series starring Sterling K. Brown, Julianne Nicholson, and James Marsden. The Daily Beast calls Paradise your next TV obsession, and the New York Times says it's exhilarating in all the right ways. Paradise is for your Emmy consideration in all categories, including Outstanding Drama Series. For more information, visit fyc.hulu.com.
Sign up for my free daily newsletter, The Current, at getkim.com. Now, I know this is an audio podcast.
Sure.
But we also do a video version.
Correct. Over on YouTube.
Yes. YouTube.com/KimCommando.
Good plug.
Thank you. See how seamless that was? So I'm going to show a photo, and I want you to describe the photo for everybody who's only hearing us in their ears.
Okay.
So
looks like a photo from a distance.
Correct.
Where there is multiple layers of a mountain range.
Okay.
There in the foreground, there's a really rocky mountain. And then in the middle, there is darkness because we just lost the image. It's completely black. The whole world is ended. It's an apocalypse.
Wait, it's back.
Oh, okay. And in the middle of the photo, there is another mountain range, and then the rest of the mountain range is in the distance.
Okay,
and it's all covered by clouds.
Okay, where would you think this photo was? Take a guess.
I don't know. Where's a mountain? The Rocky Mountains.
Okay, the Rocky Mountains. All right, I took this photo last month when I was on vacation.
Okay.
I removed the EXIF data. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
The location data.
Of course, I knew
metadata.
that. Just explain for everyone else.
And I asked ChatGPT, where was this photo taken?
Okay.
Okay. Now, there's no location data at all with the photo.
Are you 100%?
I took the photo.
I'm just saying, are you 100% there's not something embedded?
I did.
Okay.
I made sure.
Okay.
Okay. And then I even saved it with another date. So, I mean, I went through a couple of steps to make sure that there is no data whatsoever associated with this photo.
Right, because ChatGPT is paying attention to everything you do.
Exactly.
And so it knew wherever you were on
at
this
that time.
date. Yeah, that was smart thinking too.
So here's what Chat said. The photo appears to have been taken at Haleakala National Park on the island of Maui, Hawaii, most likely from the 10,000-foot summit area of the crater.
Was it?
100%.
Wow.
I was in the crater when I took that photo.
Crazy.
It goes on and says the high elevation, barren terrain, sweeping cloud views match the summit's surreal, almost Martian appearance. A favorite spot for sunrise and sunset viewing.
That's really cool.
Isn't that something?
I wonder, though, if you would have screenshotted that. Like, I'm still, because we had a story coming up about ChatGPT.
Yes.
And it's not so successful attempt at doing something. And so I'm wondering, too, if there's so many layers that it did know some sort of data somewhere. Because that's pretty specific, and that picture was very vague.
Yes.
Very vague.
I mean, out of everywhere in the entire planet, it picked the precise location where I was. Not just at Haleakala National Park, but I was in the crater at 10,000 feet.
That's interesting.
Okay, but now keep in mind that ChatGPT has gotten every photo ever taken in the entire universe around the world.
And if it's a popular tourist spot to see sunsets and sunrises,
it is.
That photo, sorry, I don't mean to burst your bubble, Kim. That photo was probably taken a couple of times and posted online.
Okay, but most tourists don't go in the crater.
Okay.
But you're right, it probably was, because there's a hiking trail that goes into the crater, and you have to be fairly fit in order to be able to hike at 10,000 feet going up and down a crater.
Sure.
So, but I'm sure you're right.
Yeah.
That photo was probably taken. But so you should try that.
Okay, yeah, I will.
You know,
and what I'm going to add, I'm sorry, I'm going to add a couple of layers. I'm going to take a screenshot of it. So the metadata will be of a screenshot.
Yes.
Then I'm going to send it to someone, have them take a screenshot and send it back to me.
Oh, that's smart.
So now we have layers of tricking ChatGPT, for lack of a better word. And I'll be as vague as that and see what kind of results I can get.
I was thinking, I wonder if you could try it with an old photo.
Sure.
Of your parents' time, your grandparents' time. And then, because we all have those photos. We're I wonder where this was taken.
Right. What you could do, too, is find an old photo of a place that doesn't exist anymore. Like the corner of 7th Street in McDowell. There used to be a taco stand there. It's now a big high rise. And so you post a picture of the taco stand, which...
Oh, that would be a fun one to try.
Yeah.
We should try that. And speaking of Haleakala, that's a volcano.
I do.
Okay. What did the baby volcano say to the mama volcano?
I have no idea.
Magma. You're going to totally steal that. You are going to totally steal that.
No, I won't. I just loved your delivery.
Magma.
Magma.
And on that happy note, welcome, folks. It's the Current Podcast. This is not the Kim Komando Show, by the way. The Kim Komando Show is the 3-hour extravaganza that's on over 425 top stations across the country. The Current, well, it's a podcast. And, of course, it's the brother of the Current newsletter that is now reaching 650,000 folks every single morning. You can start your day with it, just 5 minutes. You'll be tech ahead. And I cover all kinds of things, like whether or not AI is going to take your job. Spoiler, yes. Whether or not AI can actually pick stocks better. What do you think that answer is, Andrew?
Then what? Better than me? Absolutely again.
Also, all kinds of tips, tricks, secrets, how you could get your missing money is coming up this week, the best deals in the Amazon warehouse. I mean, this is the type of intellect that comes from my brain directly to you for free of charge, by the way. Where else can you get this stuff free of charge?
Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere.
Delivered to you daily. Hand delivered every single day.
Go to getkim.com. Once again, getkim.com.
And if you are just listening to the audio version of the podcast, we're doing this over on YouTube. You can subscribe. I mean, over 110,000 people have subscribed. 112,000.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
Yes.
You can't be wrong, right? If you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, any single time we go live, post a new video, a new short, whatever, you'll get a notification. Also, like, comment, and share. That helps with the algorithm. So we can get more people joining. We can keep doing this.
And the algorithms control everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, so if you like it, they'll say like, oh, other people like it.
Right. And they're going to push it, push it, and push it, and
if
push
you do
it.
comments about like how much you love my jokes, it'd be like amazing.
Well, I thought we edited those out once we put it on YouTube. No?
No.
Oh, everybody lies to me.
No. All right, we're going to be talking about Apple's big announcement today. But first, I have to pass along some things that you need to know about.
Okay.
Do you shop at Whole Foods?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you probably want to go shopping sooner than later.
Why?
Because United Natural Foods said that they have suffered a massive cyber attack. And United Natural Foods provides products to over 30,000 different stores, including Whole Foods.
Why would you're going to run out of food? They're not going to survive it?
The whole distribution, the whole distribution system has been upset.
So they want to send it, but they can't.
So where did the chia seeds go?
Just one Whole Foods in the middle of Missouri is going to get the nation's supply of all the chia seeds.
And kale. I hate kale.
Yeah, I know the best way to cook kale.
What?
Okay. You take a frying pan and you put in more oil than you normally would.
Okay.
Maybe like 4 or 5 tablespoons. Then you put the kale in, and because of the oil, it'll slide right off the pan into the garbage. Really easy. It's a clean slide.
I hate kale. And, and it's funny because, Barry won't eat anything that's super healthy. The other day, we were talking about this before the show. Honest to goodness, I went into the kitchen, and the man was eating a bag of Doritos and having a Coca-Cola Zero because we've got to save some calories.
Right.
Okay.
Watch his girlish figure.
For breakfast. I'm like,
what does it matter what the time of day you eat it?
I don't. But the Doritos, see, I bought all these Doritos and stuff to bring here to the studios. But he's eating them all. So it's like the little tiny bags. See, just do that. All right, moving along.
Yes.
This is really fabulous. AI has just helped design a brand new breast cancer treatment using zero cancer drugs.
What is it using?
High cholesterol, anti-booze meds. This combination, they say, is actually working better than standard care.
That would be phenomenal. If people didn't have to go through radiation, chemotherapy.
Losing their hair. And
all that.
Mm-hmm. So isn't that amazing?
High cholesterol drugs?
Yes, and people that are trying to get off of alcohol. And it's actually helping.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so if you are listening or watching, or if you know somebody in your family, you might want to pass that along. Let's see. Your ChatGPT chats, are they saved or not?
Of course they're saved.
Anybody can get them?
Not right now.
What about a court?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
It turns out that your deleted ChatGPT chats are actually kept forever.
Right, of course.
Because the New York Times is suing and they might need them.
Okay.
OpenAI, they're saying, oh, this is not right. This is not fair. This is not good. But until the courts chill, your zany prompts are out there for anybody to take a look at. Like, make me an empowering Garfield poem or something like that.
When you mean anyone, you mean by a court order.
Yes.
Was it the headline I read this morning that Sam Altman said that all of your prompts and your conversations with ChatGPT should be considered like you're talking to your lawyer?
Yes, it should be private, but the New York Times is suing. So that was before the New York Times said, hey, this is not right.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, we should try this. I want to try this. YouTube is now letting creators upload different thumbnails for different languages.
Oh, okay. That's probably based on Mr. Beast.
Well, yeah, because now he can look surprised in like 9 tongues. Do you ever notice he always looks like that?
Hey, do you know that he designs the thumbnail before he designs the video?
Yeah, and he spends like $10,000 on a thumbnail.
Yeah.
Which is
But it
nutso.
works. He's got 400, wait, not so. He's got 400 million subscribers.
Okay, maybe there's something to learn from
If
that.
I told you, spend $10,000 and you get 150 subscribers overnight, you'd spend the money.
I would.
Yeah, exactly. So it's working.
So who do we hire?
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Jimmy,
Beast.
will you come? Please make our thumbnails.
Jimmy, I'll give you a nice wedding present.
There you go.
With prices going up on just about everything lately, being smart with your money isn't just a good idea, it's essential. But managing subscriptions, tracking spending, and cutting costs can feel overwhelming. Lucky for you, Rocket Money takes the guesswork out of it so you can easily make smart decisions. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Their dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all your accounts. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when they use all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. I use it and you should too. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Building a website used to mean hiring a pricey designer or learning to code. Not anymore. With Framer, you can design stunning, interactive websites. No coding needed. Just drag, drop, and publish like a pro. Framer is the design-first, no-code website builder that lets anyone ship a production-ready site in minutes. It's free to get started, and you can browse over 700 pixel-perfect templates or design from a totally blank canvas. Real-time collaboration means your writer, designer, and marketer can all tweak the same page at once. Built-in AI, it handles the heavy lifting, generates starter layouts, auto-translates your entire site to any language, and even suggests on-brand color palettes. Behind the scenes, you get a fast, mobile-friendly site with secure hosting, built-in SEO, easy content editing, and privacy-friendly analytics. Ready to build a site that looks hand-coded without hiring a developer? Start free today at Framer.com and use promo code Kim. Go to Framer.com and use promo code Kim to start building a site for free.
Let's see. I know this is going to be a shocker to you, but new research out that says misinformation is mutating harder than Chernobyl deer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. AI-made photos and videos and text are now blurring reality.
Well, that was the whole kangaroo thing we talked about last week.
Yes.
So many people thought that kangaroo waiting to get on an airplane holding a boarding pass was real. So
now,
many people.
We know what I was thinking. We all have like that crazy uncle. I mean, we all have a crazy uncle.
It's called the internet.
Yes, of course.
Uncle Internet.
And that crazy uncle or cousin, whoever, they're on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And they're going to post the video or a picture of like aliens at the White House and say, told you so.
Right.
Told you so.
Oh, yeah. Anytime someone says, did you see this? I have no interest in seeing it.
Really?
At all. No, because most likely it's fake.
Yeah. You know what? I get that.
What was the one you talked about that has over like 800 million likes? That was all fake.
What? I don't remember.
The Facebook post.
Oh, yeah, the one about the math test.
Right.
Yes.
It was all fake.
Yes.
800 million crazy uncles went, you gotta see this.
3 plus 3 divided by 3 equals 11.
I don't believe anything on the internet anymore.
No?
I just scroll on by. It's probably fake. Even if it's real, it's just a kangaroo holding a boarding pass. Who cares?
Somebody's emotionally support. What is it? Somebody tried to, remember that? They wanted to get like a peacock on the plane.
Now,
emotionally support
are
peacock.
we questioning that now? Was that just fake?
No, I saw the video of that. I thought to myself, you know how like you're sitting there and like somebody elbows you when they're putting their stuff, like it's like, like they, that one person that gets on the plane and they think it's like a CrossFit competition, like
right.
getting your stuff all in.
Or the people, like remember that woman who brought a full lobster dinner in a catering tray on an airplane?
Years ago, I picked up my mother at the airport, and I was driving a little Porsche then. And she says she comes out, with one. This is like before, like, there's a lot of TSA and all this other stuff. So she comes out with somebody helping her with her luggage, and she has like this box. I mean, like a really big box. And I'm like, and I go to pick it up. I'm like, oh, Mom. I said, we're going to take this, whatever you have in this box, we're going to have to take out.
So it'll fit in the vehicle.
So it'll fit in the car. And she's like, no, Kim, can't open the box. You can't open the box here. And I'm like, why not? She's like, just trust me, you can't open the box here. So anyway, I take the box down with the wheelie, and then I open the box. Anyway, she had like outdoor gardening tables spots that weighed like 100 pounds.
What?
Because she was moving, so she just started.
Did she check it?
Yes. She checked it.
How'd you get it in the car?
Oh, I took
Put it on the roof and held it with one hand while you drive?
No, I took it out of the box, and then I opened the window and had the. It looks like like the Beverly Hillbillies come
exactly.
Rednecks. Here we are. Come on, pick it up, Mama.
Can folks hit Kim, move away from there?
Can't do that. We're going to talk a little bit about what Apple announced, but what are you talking about first? Floppy disks?
No, chess.
Chess.
Do you play chess?
Yes.
Do you think you could beat me?
Yes.
Really?
I beat Barry, and he plays all the time.
I would like to challenge you then.
Okay, because
I'm pretty good.
Are you?
Yeah. I play like 6 or 7 times a day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I think I beat Barry because I don't know all the rules of chess.
Sure.
Okay, so I don't know, like, if I did this move, like, this is going to happen.
It's like when Deborah in accounting wins the NCAA bracket pool.
Yes, exactly.
Well, of course they were going to win. A tiger beats a bear all the time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, ChatGPT was challenged to a game of chess by an interesting competitor, the Atari 2600.
Wait. Was that from the 70s?
That's from the 70s. The simple, early Pong. Well, it's after Pong. It's a little more developed than Pong, but it is 8-bit graphics, and this is a chess program from the 1970s that was going to go head-to-head with ChatGPT. And they started out playing, and ChatGPT was having a lot of issues. Like, it didn't know which one was a rook. It was confusing pawns with other pieces on the board. It didn't remember any of. So they're like, well, maybe it's the visuals. Maybe it's the old visuals that, ChatGPT figured out you were in the middle of a volcano, but it was struggling figuring out black and white pieces. So they went to just text-based.
Okay.
Destroyed. Game in, game out. ChatGPT was destroyed by an Atari 2600 in chess.
You're kidding.
Couldn't beat it. Couldn't even hang. Would quit most games because it could see that it was going to lose, but it didn't know what to do to prevent that loss.
Wow, I'm surprised by that.
And so were they. They were really surprised. Why this simple? I think it's like 182 bits. Like,
we don't know what that is, but that's okay.
Simplest bits of RAM. Like, it was one of the simplest software. It's, your microwave has more technology in it than an Atari 2600. And it's destroying. I mean, it's not just close games.
I was going to ask you. So how long did it take them? How long did it take for the Atari to beat ChatGPT?
Every single game.
No, but
game in and game out.
But I mean, like 5 minutes, 2 minutes.
Yeah, instantaneously.
Oh, okay.
It would destroy because when it was the visual version, basically ChatGPT was having hallucinations, and it could not remember. It was trying to move its pieces to places its pieces were already sitting.
Oh, wow.
It couldn't even remember its own moves.
Wow.
And that's when it even happened when they went to TechSpace. And it's really baffling why this simple technology.
I want to read the story now because I want to know.
They don't know. They don't figure it out. Of course, the developers and the anti-AI people are celebrating that they can't, this old technology win forward. But something simple that's just unitasked, only play chess, destroyed ChatGPT.
Well, for the newsletter, I have ChatGPT make the hero images, like for the deep dive, the top story. And boy, I'll tell you, over the last week, I have had a hell of a time working with ChatGPT. Normally, I could say, this is a story about the 5 best apps that everybody should have on their phone, or if, the food companies hate this app, but you need it. It's a Yucca app, for example. Okay. And normally, I say, come up with a great concept for a 16:9 image. And then it would come up with really good things. Okay. Over the past week, it's like, remember when it couldn't spell?
Right. Or 6 fingers on everything.
Yes. And I'm like, what the heck? And I actually said to it yesterday, what is wrong with you today?
What did it say?
It came back and said, I'm sorry, I will try better. I'm like, you need to. I don't have a lot of time. You need to do better.
Do you think that maybe, well, I had the same thing last week. Well, a similar thing where it just sat there and worked and worked and worked and worked and it never spit out the image.
Yeah, I've been having that too.
So I'm wondering if they're doing a lot on the back end that is disrupting what we're having in the front. Hey, we pay. Both of us pay for this. If you want what is it, $19 a month?
$20, yes.
You better get to work, ChatGPT.
Well, I was thinking I was going to take it to HR.
ChatGPT?
Yeah, I'm going to put it on a PIP plan.
Oh, no.
That's it, buddy. You're going on a PIP. And you know what that means when you go on a PIP?
You're about to get fired?
Yeah, you're just one step away. You're just one step away.
You look in the wrong direction. Terminated.
Speaking about getting fired, notice that transition, that professional transition.
Oh, my God.
Tim Cook.
He got fired?
No, but I think he should be nervous. He's about I think he makes $150 million a year or something like that.
Whoa.
We had the big WWDC.
How'd it go?
The Worldwide Developers Conference.
Was it groundbreaking technology that's going to be released on this planet come September?
Wait, I'm going to tell you all about it.
Okay.
Let's see. So they have all new updates. iOS, macOS, Vision OS. That's for the Vision Pro glasses.
Really? They're still wasting money on that?
The Watch OS, the TV OS, the Pad OS, blah, blah, blah. But Craig is the guy who's in charge of Apple Intelligence. And he came out and he said, we're working on it.
That was the big announcement?
Yes.
We're fixing to get something done?
Yes. They are going to be introducing enhancements to make Siri more productive.
Now, I read that they were thinking about separating Siri from Apple Intelligence and no longer, because Siri would just be the thing you talk to on your phone to set your alarm, and then the Apple Intelligence would be a totally different rebrand of an entire product. Because like you said this last week that Siri sucks because they've integrated with the AI and it's just not working.
No, even this morning, I'm like, call Barry Young. Like,
maybe because you're so mean.
No, I was nice first. I'm like, hey, Siri, good morning. Can you call Barry? And then it just sits there. And it's like it teases you. She just lights up.
What device?
CarPlay.
CarPlay, okay.
And it does like that orb thing, like like, and you're like sitting there, like you're just waiting. You're like, okay, come on, honey, you can respond.
It's very comfortable colors too. It's like pinks and purples.
Yeah, it's not like red.
No, it's good vibes.
Yeah,
we're gonna call Barry.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then she just dies. Nothing. And then I call Barry, he doesn't answer. And then I call Barry again, he doesn't answer.
You got your voice lure on speed dial? Could you have Siri call that?
And I called Carrie. I'm like, Carrie's Barry around? And he's like, oh, he's standing right here. I'm like,
anything else coming out?
Oh, sorry. I was on a tangent. I'm back right now. Live translation. This is actually kind of cool.
If it works.
So you can be talking to somebody in another language, and it would, in messages and on FaceTime and on phone calls, it's all going to be translated.
This is only going to help the scammers.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not going to have to run anything through ChatGPT. They're just going to text us in their own language and it'll show up for us in English.
Apple Maps is going to remember everywhere you go. Shocker.
It does it already?
But wait, it's going to give you traffic alerts.
Lisa and I. Wait, what? Hold on. It already does.
wait, this, and everybody in the, and I love watching these because anytime Apple announces something, they go, yeah, whoa.
I just drove 8 hours in the last 3 days. It gives you traffic alerts nonstop, constantly. This is not new.
And it's also going to keep track of all the places that you go.
It already does.
Yes. Genmojis. Have you ever used those? Created your own? I think well, you are a millennial. I think it's a millennial thing.
I try to avoid emojis at all times.
Because I have a lot of millennial friends, and instead of using a real photo of themselves, they use a Genmoji.
Yeah, no. Do you do that?
No. I'm using a publicity photo. I mean,
that's after 2 hours of makeup.
I mean, really. I mean, if we're going to throw a picture out there, we better make sure that's a damn good one.
Oh, well, can I ask you?
Yes.
Maybe you can settle this. So Lisa and I, we text back and forth. And she thinks that if I thumbs up something, that is me telling her what you're saying is not important to me at all, and I'm just trying to move on.
Yes.
No, then why is the thumbs up even on there?
Because boomers use it.
It's like, all right, cool, gotcha.
No.
Understood.
No. That means, you know what? I got nothing else for to say. Just use 100%.
She says just use a heart. If it's the same exact thinking, cool, understand. What does it matter if it's a heart or thumbs up?
Okay. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Just use the heart.
I am.
Just
this morning, I thumbs up something and I quickly went out of my phone and I adjusted it and made it into a heart.
I mean, she's training you.
She is.
Okay. And it's important that the woman trains the guy. It's like, for example, we were having a family dinner and I'm friendly with Barry's ex-wife.
Okay.
So she was standing there and it was like a Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner or something like that. And she's standing there and I was looking in the sink and she was standing right next to me. And I said, hey, she said, what? I said, you didn't train him very well. And
what was in the sink?
She said, what? I said, look. I said, how did this happen that he seems to think that he can put trash in the sink and not trash in the can underneath the sink?
You guys have been together 20 plus years. How is it still her fault?
So I said, she said, well, he was doing that. She said, I was just taking it out of the sink and put it in the trash. I said, no, that's not how it works. I said, hey, over here, you got trash in the sink. It goes in the trash. And Barry comes over and does it.
Okay, but you guys have been together 20 years.
Yes.
When does it become your problem and not hers?
It started with her.
Okay.
It started with her. She's actually very nice. Let's see. You have a workout buddy on your Apple Watch with Apple Intelligence. It will generate personalized motivational insights.
Oh, God. I cannot wait to delete that feature on my Apple
Your
Watch.
butt off the couch right now. CarPlay is getting a design refresh. I just want it to work. Okay.
No. It's going to look really cool and sleek. Still not work, but it's going to look so amazing.
Let's see. There's call screening. So when you get a call from your number you don't know, it says your phone will show you a quick note on the screen about why they're calling so you can send it to voicemail.
What? That's caller ID.
This is what I'm saying.
How is it going to know why they're calling?
This is why Tim Cook is in trouble. I don't see anything that is life-changing here. Messages is going to get spam detection. Well, thank you.
What's it going to do? This is spam.
Okay, let's see.
They've already worked around that. It used to be you would get possible. Does it say possible spam on the phone when you're getting the call?
Yes.
Now they've just spoofed all the names of the fake phone numbers they're calling on as businesses. So now I'm getting a call from like Dr. Albert Spookentune. And it's just because they're spoofing the numbers.
And they also have this new glass feature. So everything's going to look like it's beautiful. See, look on the screen. So it's just this whole nice
Well, that's cool.
glass. Yeah, I mean, so it's got a new, different look.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool.
Pretty.
I'm not going to spend $3,000 for a new Apple.
And it's OS 26 because it's, 2026. So we went from iOS 18 to 26.
But it's 2025.
I know, but we just skipped all those years.
Why not skip to 25?
And wait, there's one other feature that they say is ever going to be really great. Okay, in your wallet, on your phone,
Yeah.
you could create a digital ID for your passport. So you see, now you can put your driver's license in there and all your credit cards and your Apple Cash card.
Okay.
Okay, but it doesn't replace your passport.
Oh, good. Well, I have this digital version of my passport. Oh, you need my real passport? Okay. But did you look at this one first, though? You know I got it.
I did. So I think these are exciting times.
Can't wait. Can they please release them tomorrow?
You're going to have to wait till September.
That's no good.
Yes. So
I'll totally forget about all this come September.
I think it's going to be really great.
So do you really think he's in trouble? Do you really think that they would make a change?
You know, where's the innovation? You know, where's the foldable phone?
Well, that was supposed to come out this year, right?
Okay. They were going to work on an Apple car. Where the heck is that?
They already trashed that. Okay. They already said the $1 billion is gone and they're not working on it.
Okay. HomePod? Anybody have one?
Nobody.
Okay. I do.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I know. Wasted money on that too. Okay. And for all these people that always say like, oh, Kim Commando, you talk about Apple a lot because they're a sponsor of yours.
No.
I wish.
Yeah. I mean, we would say this thing stuff is amazing if they were paying us.
Asterisk.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah, hashtag ad. That's funny.
Speaking of cutting edge technology,
yes.
The FAA, you know what that is?
Federal Aviation Administration.
Oh, you do know. Okay.
Yes.
They run, aircraft traffic control. Everything that's in the sky is under the domain of the FAA.
Yes.
And they believe the FAA needs a technology upgrade. Now, there's a lot of naysayers. They're going to say it's probably going to take 4 years to implement.
And I heard like $10 billion.
Tens of billions of dollars.
Oh, tens of billions.
The initial budget is $12.5 billion.
Okay.
But that is like best case scenario. And anything with the government,
it's going to go over
5x that.
Yes.
50 billion probably. Because they need to update the technology that's in, the towers and the airports. The technology they're going to update is floppy disks, pen and paper, and Windows 95. Floppy disks, pen and paper, and Windows 95.
We should not be laughing.
When you're on an airplane and you have a thought like, oh my gosh, what if we crashed into that mountain? No. Rest assured, Clippy and Windows 95 is running the show.
If Clippy shows up in mid-landing, we're just in God's hands. That's just it.
That's 30 years ago.
God.
How are they still running
but
on
let me ask you a
this?
question.
When's the last time you held when's the last time you held a floppy disk? Be honest. The last time you had a physical, either hard disk or the floppy ones. When's the last time you had one in your head?
Can you do that sound effect one more time? That's what it sounded like.
It's totally what it sounded like.
Boy, I don't know. I think I found some laying around the house maybe 7 or 8 years ago.
I think it's like before 2005 is the last time I've had one.
I mean, actually using one. Yeah.
Yeah. And the people that are supposed to keep us safe in the skies daily are using floppy disks. That's insane. What was the question you were going to ask?
I don't remember now. Which kind are they? Are they the floppies or are they the hard ones?
They're the hard ones.
Okay,
come on.
Good. We're feeling better.
We're not going crazy here. What were the cards with the dots on them? I'm surprised they're not still using punch cards. I am surprised they're not still using those.
Yeah, punch cards. I never used a punch card.
But in all seriousness, the biggest hurdle they face is you can't just shut her down and do a system swap. I mean, there's planes in the sky at all times being monitored by the FAA. The biggest challenge is how do you take the old system out and implement the new system seamlessly in real time?
That's very difficult. I did that for a living.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. When I worked for AT&T and also at Unisys. So at AT&T, it was a big deal. Is that at the Arizona Republic, they had 1,200 phones. And I sold them a new phone system.
Okay.
Phone system is just a computer.
Right.
But we had to like take out all the old phones and put in the new phones. And we started at like Friday at noon.
Okay.
And then worked all through the weekend on Monday in order to get the whole system up and going.
Can't do that with the FAA. You can't go down for 2.5 days.
At Unisys, here in Deer Valley, outside of Phoenix, that's where, at that time, I don't know if they were still doing it, but it was a major manufacturing and communications hub for Honeywell.
Okay.
And so it ran the assembly lines. It also communicated directly to Singapore and to Asia and to Rochester and all these other places around the globe. So we just took out just a Unisys computer that was handling part of that communications. And that required like probably a 15 to 18 month like systems analysis and study and all this other, exactly on what precise moment you would do it and how you would do it. And then it took probably 3 months to install it. And then
3 months.
Yeah. And then it took me I think I could probably talk about this. It was a $12.5 million system that I sold.
Okay.
Which was a big deal.
Sure. Still would be today.
Yeah. And when I went to go sell the system, or my manager didn't really like me.
Okay. Wonder why.
This is not the one that I called Dick.
Okay. I thought it was.
No, it's another one.
Okay.
And so she gave me one account. It was Honeywell. And it was my only account. But the problem was that Honeywell was suing Unisys and Unisys was suing Honeywell.
Oh, boy.
Said, I'm supposed to go in there and sell them a new computer system.
Which you did.
Yes, but I'd go there every day because I had a vendor badge. And I'd sit there right outside the president's office. And he'd walk by all day long. And I'd say, hey, you have a couple of minutes? Nope. And then finally he stopped one day and he goes, why do you come every day? I said, because this is my job. And I have to come here every day because I have to sell you something.
Oh, wow. And it works.
So it did work. And then when I got my commission check, it was supposed to be, this is crazy times. This is, I guess, in the early 90s. My commission check was supposed to be like $400,000.
That's a nice commission.
For $12.5 million.
Sure.
Because nobody thought I would ever sell anything.
Okay. They gave you such a high percentage?
Yes. It was like, okay, we're going to give you this one account.
Sure.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, you get, 25% or whatever you sell. Who cares? It doesn't matter.
You're not going to sell anything.
25% zero, still zero, lady.
And they didn't think anything would ever happen. And so when I brought the deal in, my manager said, oh, we have somebody from HR that you have to talk to. And they called me in the conference room. They said, well, just wanted to let you know, we changed your comp plan.
Wow.
And I said, what do you mean change my comp plan?
Right.
Yeah, we changed your comp plan. So instead of getting like $400,000 in commission, you're going to get like $30,000.
Did you go ballistic?
No, I went to a lawyer.
Did you win?
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes. Yes. So that was.
Do you think they only did it because you're a woman?
I think they did it because they were trying to drive me out of the company.
Oh, okay.
Because she really, when I say she didn't like me, she really didn't like me. Like one time I came into the office and she had moved the company coffee station right outside my cubicle.
Oh, that's like putting you next to the ice machine at a hotel.
Yeah. And so I went into her office. I said, thank you so much for doing that. And she said, oh. And I said, because now whenever I get coffee, it's just so handy.
Right. And you get to talk to everybody in the office.
Yes, I said, this is so fabulous. This is so great. And then she moved my parking spot. And so instead of it being like close to the door,
right,
like everybody else, it was like in the back 9.
Hey, you got your steps in.
I went into her and I said, thank you so much for moving my parking space because, I need to get my steps in and, I like to be a size 2 or 4. And this is fabulous.
You were obviously doing all of this just to get in under her skin and annoy her.
Well, I wanted to tell her, like, you know what? Who do you think you are?
Right. Whatever you're going to do, it's not going to stop me.
It doesn't matter. It just does not matter. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you are who you are, and I am who I am.
Why did you stay, though?
Because I knew I was going to get this deal.
Okay. Did you leave after it was over?
Oh, yeah.
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 Took your commission and got out of town?
Well, that's when I started. That's when I did the infomercial. I took that money.
Oh, nice.
And
the rest is history.
I became the computer tutor. Hey, thanks for being here. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. Head over to getkim.com. I would be so fabulous. And make sure that you tell your family members and friends. Okay, just tell one person. Right, Andrew? Just one person.
Yeah, was this Avon? Or they tell two friends and then they tell two friends? Is that how Avon used to do it?
I don't know. I was never an Avon girl.
All right. Well, it's something like that. Just go tell two friends.
I don't care if you even like them.
No, you're right. It could be two enemies.